We're back with another pre-Dallas interview. I'm joined by Rakattack from Students of the Game. And I wanted to start Rak because we spoke to Infected before OWCS Stage 2. And he talked about how much it would mean to him if he made it to Dallas and how much it would mean it to the team. So what was that moment like when you realised we've done it, we've locked it in, we're going to Dallas?
I think the way we got it, whether it was the easy way or like the hard way, I think it kind of like we knew it was coming before like we won the third, fourth place match. So like I'm excited. I think no one's played at LAN besides Mir and Cal so far. So like I'm excited for the experience. Happy that we made it. But we were all like kind of deep down hoping that we'd have to like beat Timeless to like actually like punch ourselves in.
There'd be some kind of like higher stakes to it than a lethal-less Citrus Nation.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you in particular as well, because obviously I've met you at various LANs before, but you've never been playing these LANs, unfortunately. I mean, Cow in kind of a similar situation a little bit with Glads as well. So what does it mean to you now to actually be able to go to one of these LANs, not just for the experience, but to actually get to play on stage in front of everyone?
I think it'll be really fun. I mean, I've been to the 2019, the Philly Grand Finals, the LA ones, the Toronto ones. So like I've been to all of them. I just don't know what it's like backstage on the stage. Like, of course, we're all probably gonna get like a little nervous. It's gonna be something to get adjusted to. Like I haven't moved past my setup. I worked from home from Vegas for like a year, so I haven't really played in many other areas. So it'll be like a little curve, but I'm excited to play in front of everyone.
Is there anything you or the team have talked about in terms of maybe if, I think it's quite natural for most people to feel a little bit nervous, especially the first time, first map. Is there anything you or the team have talked about in terms of handling that pressure or when the lights are bright, how you're going to react or anything to fall back on?
Well, we definitely just like have mentioned, we're gonna get nervous on stage, but the funny and like the good and bad part about it is like, we're at that like DreamHack. DreamHack's huge. There's tons of stuff going on, so the schedule is hard to fit. So our first stage experience is gonna be like in the back rooms on a stream, but still on a stage. Like with I don't know if we're gonna have like fans or anything. Like at least we're just like kind of on a stage. Space Station's gonna be next to us, but it's not gonna be like the hugest like stakes. Everybody's in front of us right away. So then we'll play that first match, and then regardless, whatever happens, our second match will be in front of everyone. So we'll have like a little trial run.
Yeah, a nice little teaser of the experience before you get to go out there.
Yeah.
And then, what would you say the expectations are? Because I'm talking to all the teams, and obviously a lot of the teams are really sort of gunning for the gold medal, but you probably come in as, or at least on paper, one of the weaker teams. So what are your actual expectations in terms of how well you do at the event?
Honestly, going in there just to upset, like just ruin other people's expectations in the nicest way possible would be great. Like we've scrimmed like a lot of teams, and it's like actually that's kind of a lie. We've scrimmed the Koreans recently, but we haven't like played M80 Toronto. We haven't played Europe or anything, so we don't actually know where they are. Like we played Ataraxia. That was the only team recently.
Okay, yeah.
So we're not really sure how the rest of NA or EU plays, but we do know how Korea plays. So if we can upset them, they haven't scrimmed against us. Maybe they don't know how we play. So if we can catch them off, get a few wins, we'll be happy. But of course, we want to win it all. Maybe make EWC preferably.
Yeah, well, I think one of the nicer things we always had on London is a lot of the tournaments we go into with the underdogs, which gave us so much more freedom in terms of any success we have is kind of a bonus, but also it's a massive hit on the other teams if they suddenly find themselves over a map down or that didn't go how we thought it would or anything like this. So it can really, the momentum can snowball and the crowd can end up working against you in some of those situations as well.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about you just maybe scrim more of the Korean teams than some of the other counterparts you're going to go to. What's kind of the students of the game read on the meta? We've seen sort of quite a bit of Malga, maybe more than other teams in some of your Face It games so far. So are you starting to feel like Nat's becoming the meta comp again, or is it kind of just wide open?
I mean, we switch a lot. Honestly, it's like per map. Like you're not gonna see us on like Mauga or Ram on like Gibraltar probably. Like we might. And like if it's an open mirror, like there's maps like Circuit Royale and Havana where some people play spam. Usually you just gotta like you usually kind of like match, but it's like there's a lot of these map dependent comps like Numbani. You're probably unless you're London or Space Station, maybe you run Brawl, maybe you run some Rhine. Toronto could also pull it out with the old Florida people, but yeah, I think we're pretty diverse, and we just kind of keep swapping around every few heroes. Usually this I'm Sean Lucio, so it doesn't affect me.
Just turn up on Lucio every time, always the right choice. Because we've actually saw that in your face at matches as well. You weren't just you beat FMCL and TSM recently, and you actually beat them on a variety of comps as well. You won some Malga, you won some dives. So do you think overall in this sort of meta where different things are viable on different maps is actually really good for you at the moment?
I think it's definitely solid. One thing we have realized when scrimming Korea is they are very good at dive. So, like our dive's definitely not Korean level yet, but I think we're able to like learn from them at least and learn how to play just against so many different comps. Like they'll throw so many random things. Like I'll play against a ball, a doom, a queen, a diva randomly, whether they're trolling or not. I don't know, but just adapting.
Yeah, it feels like in general we've seen a bit more diversity in not just your games but some of the others where Farah's coming in a lot more, Venture's coming in a lot more. How do you feel these sort of like other characters fit in and have changed the meta a little bit?
Honestly, like, and I think it helps our team because we're not like the most known and like depthful in all these metas. So like a new character like Farah and Venture just hopping into the meta, PG and Scissors like aren't years behind on those heroes. They can hop in and just like go toe to toe with some of the greats or just throw them off. Like people would just get
Yeah.
confused. A lot of people don't want like their hit scan to go Venture randomly. They want them on like Sojourn or Cast, but PG would be like, yeah, we'll play Venture. We'll go in.
I think it's true with Venture or any new hero, but even with something like Pharaoh, when was the last time anyone really played against Pharaoh, or especially since the rework? And it's just like a time of adaptation to figure out how to stop dying to these things or how to do it, and that can really catch people off in a lot of series. I think we've seen a lot of that with Venture just hard carrying some games because people are just she goes underground and then people don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So, what would you say success looks like for students of a game at this event? So, how obviously if you win it all, great, no complaints. But how far or what kind of results would you need to go? Like, oh, actually, I'm happy with that at the end of it.
Well, okay. Right now, a lot of our expectations are for like the public. There's like half that are like, they're rooting for us just to root for us because usually we're kind of likable. But then the other half is like these Korean fans who are like, why isn't FTG there? Why isn't Violet there? My goats. They didn't make it. This is stupid. But I think honestly, like a a realistic goal of us could be like breaking in that top two EU NA, getting the EWC slot. Whether at that point you're probably in the running for one of the two top teams. So I think like a more realistic goal would be to at least try to break into that EWC slots.
And when are you and the guys all making it out to Dallas?
I think I leave tomorrow. I show up like a lot earlier than everyone else. I'm gonna be like chilling around for 4 hours.
And this will also be, I imagine, this is going to be the first time you meeting a lot of your teammates as well in person. And
I've met everybody but Scissors, but like I wasn't friends with them. Like I saw like infected PGE and Cal at like random parties in Toronto, but I haven't like sat down with all of them. And also I met Weeds, but
then I want to ask you because there's a new introduction for the tournament structure here with the Korean map ban system, so the loser gets to pick both the mode and the map. Is that something you guys have put much thought into so far about how you're gonna use that or what you need to be worried about with that kind of system?
honestly, it's like kind of nice. We were planning on banning a few maps. The only one like there's only like a few maps that we were like, oh, we really want to ban this, and then they like released it and they're like, hey, you guys got to play every map now. I'm like, okay, because you know the scrims, I assume you also know that like there's two different map pools going on with Face It and DreamHack, so it's kind of hard to get teams to like willingly scrim Circuit Royale when it's out of their map pool and start trying. But like we have to like at least get a little bit of practice on each map just to make sure.
And then I want to ask you a little bit about the team as well, because obviously you're one of the teams still streaming the occasional scrim where you can and also streaming your comms with it. And it's fair to say, sometimes there's a bit of conflict, there's a bit of tension in the comms. How much of this do you think is like actually helpful and good for the team? And how much of it do you think sometimes is just a hindrance?
I think like when we have comms on, we're more relaxed. Like it's more fun. We joke around with each other like a ton. And then right after, like when the block ends, or like if people stop streaming, like well, I'll just be like, yeah, nah, this is like what I meant to do. Like, oh, just do this on like this map. I'm not actually mad at you. Like a lot of us just we don't really care. Apparently, like that's why, like saw the clip of like us just yelling at each other at Route 66, and he's like, oh, that's kind of like Second Wind. I kind of or like American Tornado. I want to be in like part of that team. So. It's just like
actually works out then.
Like, yeah, it's like a goofy little environment, but at the end of the day, we all want each other to be better. So it's just some help.
And then, well, I want not to turn this into uncoachable, but as I made you a bit of a quiz rack. So
all right.
I've got quotes here from things your team have said in comms during scrims, and I'll read you the quote, and I want you to try and tell me who said this. So the first one is. And this is so unbelievably troll, like really, really troll.
That's gotta be infected.
No.
No? PGE?
No, it was Cow after you lost after you dropped a map to Dreamland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. And then this next one's actually a nice one. So, Scissors, you're the fucking goat. I trust wherever you want to go.
Is that one PG?
No.
Or infected?
Infected, yeah.
Okay, it was one of those two. They like gassing them up.
And then this next one is, my tank is morbidly obese.
Well, that puts it down to two people. I'd say PG.
No. Who's the other?
Al?
No. Scissors.
What? It was... oh, dang. I haven't heard him claim that much.
You see the two different infected Ned trying to gas up Scissors and Scissors not returning the favor. All right, and then we'll win if you guys start using your brains.
That's gotta be infected.
No, it's infected, yeah. And then penultimate one. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Everything you say sounds terrible.
Two people who say bro in our team. PG.
Yeah. You're getting good at this. Yeah. All right. And then the last one. Wow, bro. I don't care.
I feel like that's something I'd say.
It is. You said it, yeah. You did the alt track and then infected was like, actually, I think the Sigma's only 90%.
That's good.
Not too bad, actually. Feels like you know the team quite well. And then the last thing I want to ask you has to be about the Hawaiian shirts. Are they going to be ready in time? Are you going to be walking out fully kitted onto the DreamHack stage?
I hope they're ready on time. That's kind of up to whatever it is. They sent it to like the wrong post office. They sent it like a town over to where we were gonna send it. So, but it's in Dallas, so I think we'll have it in time. We do have a little plan, so look forward to that on the B stream of OWCS in the back room somewhere. So we'll have something fun.
Somewhere deep behind the scenes at DreamHack, there'll be something will be going on.
Hopefully, yeah. I think it's all streamed. I think it's all like on a little stage, so should be cool.
Yeah, because it's DreamHack, I imagine it's going to be like a whole expo center. So I imagine they'll just have like the main stage and then just a slightly smaller stage off to the side or something. So hopefully everyone will still get to see.
Yeah.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Rak. Best of luck to you and the team for Dallas, and thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.